facing challenges, and I think Martin is kind of talking a little bit about that sense of marginalised communities, marginalised individuals, and kind of doing it in a way that's quite generous, that may not initially seem generous if you don't actually know what's going on. It can seem almost confrontational, but actually there's a real generosity about the spirit in what he's doing.
I bet you can't tell what's the matter with me right now.
What art is.
That's fantastic. Okay.
It's really interesting to do something like this here in Blackpool because, it's a place that, you can't avoid the fact that there's a lot of questions and issues and things that are maybe more highly charged or have a certain kind of intensity here that is not the case everywhere, and I think Martin is kind of talking a little bit about that sense of marginalised communities, marginalised individuals, and kind of doing it in a way that's quite generous. That may not sitting there in his hula hoop is engaging members of the public as they kind of wander past. It's on a kind of a thoroughfare here in the town. And yeah, it's he has, on the one hand, he's got one foot inside the organisation or inside the institution, and on the other hand, he's sitting on the pavement, and it's very much this. It seems to me an important part of the work is that it is in a public place, in a site of a thoroughfare, essentially. That he is. It's all about talking to people and being perhaps approachable, perhaps not approachable, but that very kind of direct quality that is perhaps unrooted. Is important aspect of the work. I mean, it's an inversion of begging, essentially.
Right.
So that is, by its very nature, has to sort of relate to.
Tell me their thoughts. Because the phrase doesn't say that you must do that. The phrase
so this geezer in Manchester one of the things he said, or called me, or alluded to, is me being like a witch, sat in the hula hoop, the ring. He's kind of talking about it, kind of marking my space or territory or whatever. But he was suggesting ways of me doing it, what I was doing, to be able to make money. So, like...
That'd be black witchcraft, though.
Yes.
Because it'd be for personal gain.
Yeah, that's the illusion was that it was... Even though I told him that I was being funded, and because then one of the other things he said was, when I said I was getting paid £13,000, was it in the bag? And I was like, no, I've not got £13,000 in that bag.
So it's the controlling the signs and symbols, it's to control reality.
The link that
but do you think, like with the image and the words together, produces an outcome, right?
Yeah.
Which in a way, in your cauldron of the application form.
Beautiful. Cauldron.
No, used enough that word, isn't it?
Okay. But so, because then I was thinking about the contrast of me looking like, or just being an actual punter, a normal person, and then if you put someone, a famous face, performing the piece, then how long before it would work in reverse, almost like she might get lots of people stopping initially because of being drawn to her for her, because she was famous, but then they wouldn't keep going back to her. So after a time, the celebrity aspect of it would disappear, and then maybe would it be a week and people would stop speaking to her, 2 weeks? So it would actually maybe the peak. Before you said about spikes, like the spike would be right at the beginning, and everyone would be like and then it would get less and less until.
You never know, it could be a gradual build-up.
Well, maybe, I guess that's the part of it. Maybe that's where the idea of development comes into it, is that you would try and, if you were doing it in somewhere, I think that her doing it in Manchester would be appropriate for that spot, just because of her living in Manchester and doing a lot of work in Manchester. But if you're doing it in, I don't know, Los Angeles or something, and then you're using Brad Pitt or whatever, it would just be like, you wouldn't have the kind of same...
Yeah, that...
I'll see you on the way back. Okay, I'll think about this one.
Now shifty hill sets a bunch for head and shakes. Don't look what's announced just to make a break.
Super vos pensées.
Still here.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know it's a penny for a wish.
It's not though.
I know it's not. I know you explained it to me. I know.
Right. Do you see there's a relationship between the gallery and Martin being there?
Well, he's sitting in front of it.
Ah.
It's got to be something. It's got to be something to do with something. Well, yeah, somebody's asked him to do this. It's not, and he's volunteered to do it. Basically.
Yeah, that's true.
So at the end of the day, yeah, he should get paid for it, because I wouldn't want to do it.
No.
Everybody here is to gentle house rock.